Uh, Hey, hi everyone. We'll start today's session shortly. Till some more participants join in, could you quickly confirm if I'm audible? You can just type a yes in the chat box. Thanks Rahul. Thanks Bhaskar for confirming. Yep. Just couple more minutes and we'll start today's session. Thanks Lalit, Kshiti. Thank you for confirming. Uh, Arun, just couple more participants. They'll just join in. So just 2, 3 minutes and then I'll start the webinar. Um, I would request every participant if you can type your name and your years of experience in the chat box so that it'll be helpful for speaker.
Yeah, hi, Lakshana.
Uh, Hi Rishikesh. Yeah. So we have our speaker here. Oh yeah. Thanks everyone for typing your name and years of experience. Yeah. Cool.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Cool. Then let's start today's webinar. Once again, hello and good evening. So, welcome to today's insightful webinar, which is AI and ML Roadmap, paving the way for the next wave of intelligence. So, I would say today you will know what the future of AI, artificial intelligence, and machine learning as we map out the key trends, the breakthroughs, and innovations which is shaping the next era of intelligent systems. So, in today's session, we'll explore the critical milestones in AI and ML development, also the emerging technologies driving progress, and the roadmap that will define the future of this transformative world. And for that, we have our speaker for today, uh, who's Rishikesh Meherwade. He's the Vice President of Data Science at Motilal Oswal. He's an accomplished data scientist with over a decade of experience in performance testing, application monitoring, and Java tuning. Also, his expertise spans across NLP, which is natural language processing, machine learning, and mentoring professionals like us in the tech industry. Rishikesh is also passionate about educating the next generation of AI professionals. Having worked with top tech platforms like Capgemini, Renault, Nissan, his vast industry experience, combined with his passion for teaching, makes him the perfect guy to answer all your questions about this exciting field of AI/ML. And everyone, please remember this session is very interactive, so please feel free to drop your questions in the chat or else in the Q&A tab as we go along. And also remember, no question is too big or too small, so ask as many questions as you'd like. So without further ado, let me invite Rishikesh Meherwadi to take us through today's session. Rishikesh, over to you.
Hey, hi, thanks a lot, Lakshana. Guys, just I need your response to understand that you guys are able to hear me. So please say yes if you can hear me loud and clear over the chat. That would be very great. Great, awesome, guys. Thanks a lot for responding. So let me just first share our today's presentation. Yeah, okay, great. So, welcome to the webinar. My name is Rishikesh Merode, as mentioned. So I work as a vice president of data science in one of a big uh, financial organizations in Mumbai. I have around 13 plus years of experience in the software industry. Half of it has been in the testing domain, in performance testing, application performance tuning, more of into like how do we improve the performance of any application. We used to test Java-based applications, Oracle-based queries. There we used to, I'm sorry, so there we used to do work with a large amount of data. So I started my career around like 2012, and from around that time, the big buzz was around big data. ML data science was a very new terms at that point. Those were like the sexiest job of 21st century. So in 2012, I used to look at a lot of online courses. I used to think that, okay, I will complete this course. So there's a very famous course at that point, which was like just initial few versions of it, which was machine learning in Coursera. That was by Andrew Ng. And at that point, it used to be like a uh, very superficial course. And every year I used to open that course, stop it, stop it. I used to think that, okay, we need maths, we need good programming. So it used to be like a very sophisticated course at that point. But few years I procrastinated to say that, okay, I will do this year, I will do this year. And then over a few years, when we were dealing with a lot of data, we got to see this big data trend, data science trend. So I thought I will pursue this as a or explore this area. And around that time, there were a few courses available. So one of the course was by Great Learning, which was uh, business analytics and business intelligence. That was called Great Lakes Great Learning Bobby course. It is currently like transformed to some different name, but used to be with R, machine learning, some business use cases. So it was a very different course at that point. And Python and all, like it was more R, there was no deep learning. So it was very different. But that gave a very good initial foundation for me to explore the future perspectives into this area. Then I got into different rules around machine learning, and I worked on computer vision, NLP, recommendation systems, tabular data, stock market prediction, financial documents, LLMs, generative AI. So we are just working across all the things related to the data science. So that's a brief about me, I would say. And now let's get started with today's topic. That is the AI and ML roadmap. So how do you start with it? What all roadblocks are there? What all pieces are there? Even more than the roadblock, what is the path? How do you go through this path? What are the roads? Which are the complex roads? Which are the simple roads? So we'll just discuss about overall helicopter view of this whole road which is there. So you rather than you traveling, I'll take you through the helicopter and show you how that road looks like across all the different phases which are there in this whole journey. So let me get started. Okay, so we will go through like what is AI, different types of AI, what is DL, data science. In 2025, why should we learn about AI and how do we learn this from the scratch? And what is the overall roadmap roadmap look like? And what kind of different careers are there? At the end, we will look at the curriculum that can be followed. The AI. So my first question is always about what do you think is AI as per you? So let's start this session by saying that what is AI as per you? What do you think it is? In general, when you think of the word AI, what is it? What does come in your mind that, okay, this is AI for me? How do you define it? So just go over the chat, put your answers. I'm really excited to see how do you think of AI, and then we will continue on this. So guys, go on over the chat. Let me know what you think of it. Machine mimics human brain. Okay, great, Preeti. That's a very good statement. So Preeti says machine mimics human brain. Any other answers around this? What do you think is AI as per you? Systems that could replace human intelligence for data interpretation. Okay, I would not keep that replace part, but yeah, all other part that you have mentioned is good. Kirit Kumar has mentioned very nicely that it's artificial intelligence. Okay, great. So machines think and act like humans. Okay, humans. Okay, great, Neha. Building a knowledgeable system which can make decisions on its own. Very nice, Lalit. Deep learning, machine learning, um, and intelligence to generate intelligent data. Okay, okay, good, good. Kiran Murthy, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Creating a system with human intelligence, with logic and ethics. Okay, so the logic and ethics, yes, that ethics is a very important part. We are working on the logic to a good extent now, but ethics is still work under the progress, I would say. Mayank says basically training the model to be more accurate to do tasks as a human. Okay, Swati says LLM understanding NLP. Okay, NLP is just like a one part of it, part of the LLM. Yes, Aarti, any technique that enable machines to solve a task in a way like humans do. Awesome, guys. Like this is very good um, in terms of the overall works on RAG as well. Okay, great, great. Uh, so yes, as the word says, as these two words, AI, artificial intelligence, what we're saying is this is a intelligence that is artificial in nature. See, our intelligence, the human intelligence has been an effort of so many years. It's not just like the moment the baby is born, we are just born with like all the intelligence from the scratch, but this is a human evolution over so many years. This brain that we have right now has taken its own time to come to the phase right now we are in. So even we don't understand, even no person in the world right now understands the working of the human brains very well. So with artificial intelligence, we want to mimic the way human brain works or the human intelligence works. And how do we separate it out so that machines can work on it? Now, what is the advantage of getting it to the machine? Now, the advantage to give machines the intelligence is these machines can scale easily. We can create n number, thousands, 1 million, like lakhs of machines who can do the same activity in a much parallel way. So that is the advantage we get once we are able to create this artificial intelligence. As a human, we can do one activity. But let's say you get few more Rishikeshas like me, so I can do my own task the way I'm doing it right now, maybe I'll be able to multiply it and I can achieve some more things in a much faster way. So that is the whole goal of getting this artificial intelligence. So, and right now you all know it's just transforming the whole way. And after the chat GPT, there are just so many things which have changed. Chat GPT being an AI application has just transformed so many things in terms of productivity, speeding up different processes, different domains, the way we have been interacting with the world, that is also changing to a good extent. And the state of data and AI literacy reports reveal that 62% of the leaders believe that AI literacy is crucial for their teams because usage of AI. See, one is the builder of AI, another is the users of AI. And in terms of the users of AI, we would see that over some years, everyone would need to use the AI. So the knowledge of how to use AI, what does it mean, what are we achieving with this is all going to be a very crucial part over some future. So many people think that AI should be a part of everyone's toolkit. It's like a toolkit that everyone should have to get their work done much faster way. So professionals leverage tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, um, cloud model, cloud version, Mixtral, Perplexity. There are just so many different type of models which are there, which helps us to optimize your work. So whether you're aiming to be a data scientist, ML engineer, AI researcher, AI enthusiast, in this webinar, we will try to go through like how you can master this technologies behind this. What is really happening in the behind? So how do you master it? It's all a journey. It's all a learning process. It takes a time. It's not like we just get good with it in a few days, but it's a whole journey of learning. Great. So as we discussed, so AI is basically a branch of the CS, the computer science, which is purely dedicated into replicating the human-like intelligence. We want these machines to think like humans and complete the tasks for us. It doesn't mean replace this person and just get away with this person and you do it. But it's more like we have to think if this type of task is automated for this human, how this human can grow over the future. So do you think the cave people, when people like the previous generations of us who were living in cave, for them, when things started automating, they must have thought that, okay, what will happen to us now? What we are doing, will that suddenly make us not important? Whatever we do right now, we do the farming, we do hunting, anything that we do, is it all going to go away and we will be left out? So things like that are not there. We have always been growing. Maybe over some future, we will look like a caveman for a future generations based on the technological growth that will happen. Okay, so that's why it will be. We will never be obsolete. We are just going to evolve. We are going to grow more. That is the reality. And the systems can basically uh, see AI as a concept will involve that, okay, the vision, the six senses that we have, the decision making power, pattern recognition. So all of that the AI is going to tackle. It's like understanding the language, the vision part, decision making, pattern recognition, learn from data and experience, the communication, interactions with people, social behavior. All of it will be the different things which will be catered by the AI. At a very high level, this AI systems can be categorized. One is like a very artificial narrow intelligence. This is a very common use case that we have right now, which is a narrower version of the artificial intelligence. See, we want to mimic the human intelligence, and we are to some level going to that version. But right now it is narrow because it is very specific to certain type of patterns. It's not a general completely. It is going toward what we are right now. And it's a narrow, it's like specific applications that it can cater to specific applications, but not everything that a human can do. So that's why it is a narrow intelligence right now. Then we have a artificial general intelligence. This general intelligence is something where whatever we can do, the systems will be able to do. So that will be the general intelligence, where AI is a term that is being misused a lot because when this original word came in, it was purely meant that, okay, how do we mimic the human intelligence? But then the technological advancements that is happening with terms of deep learning, this complex AI systems which are coming up. Now we use this AI term very casually, right? Everywhere we are using this word AI term very casually. So the original meaning of the AI is not present. That's why people started calling it artificial general intelligence. So now the AGI is a system that we say that, okay, this is the system which will mimic the human intelligence. So AGI is basically again an AI system that can understand, learn, adapt, and perform tasks at a human level across different tasks. The narrow application that we have right now is like one AI system, like ChatGPT. A ChatGPT can do certain things in a narrower way. The moment ChatGPT can behave very much like human on every task that we do, then it will be called as a artificial general intelligence. It should be like a one thing. Right now, we have a different models for different applications. So we have a DALI for computer vision. We have a um, the chat GPT for tech. For audio, we have a different model. For video, we have a different model. So all of the stuff, we have a different type of models. But the moment where we have a one single model that can cater to multiple different applications, which will behave in a generic way, then we will have a AGI. Then there is a artificial super intelligence. Okay. So this thing basically represents the future scenario where AI exceeds the human intelligence in all the tasks. They are doing their own decisions. They are taking tasks much ahead. They can plan for themselves. They can multiply. They can decide fully without any human intervention. Like they can take the whole control and work. It's like a Terminator kind of a thing, but it's not like they will try to think that okay, humans are bad, eliminate them. We don't know anything about that. But the assumption is when artificial super intelligence is there, it's going to be more of where they can do their own decisions and uh, do everything that we humans can do, and a much more better species as compared to humans. Okay, so those are the broad categories. So, guys, uh, no question is a bad question. Every question is valid. So, please ask any questions that you have. I may look at the chat in between, but the moment you have a question, please start putting it over in the chat. That will be great. And in between, I'll have a look and we'll be able to answer to it. So, one question is, can you provide this PDF for us? More like you can connect with the Great Learning team and they'll be able to help you with this. Okay, great. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead. So guys, like if you have a question, please don't hesitate. Put it to the chat the moment you have it in your brain. Great. Now, coming to this different jargon that you keep hearing about. So there is a data science, AI, ML, DL, Gen AI, LLM, agents. All of these are like different kind of terminologies which are there as part of uh, the AI space. Now, talking about first a very big umbrella that is a AI which encompasses everything, which says that okay, we just want to mimic the human intelligence inside a machine. So, and it is not any kind of a specific technology, but it's a concept which says that okay, how do we mimic the human intelligence? So, AI is a broader level concept, and everything falls under the AI. So, within this, machine learning is basically a subset of AI. And the subset purely learns from the data. The AI as a concept is coming from 1950. From 1950, people have been thinking of AI, but initially the definition of the AI was very simple. Even creating a simple if loop, for loop in the programming language, a simple rule-based system were even tagged as AI. Because for them, that was a growth that they were able to mimic the human intelligence, human decision making, even with the simple things. But now the definition has grown to a bigger area. Within this, machine learning specifically takes care of learning from the data. Okay, it always requires the data. It learns patterns from the given data and then makes a future decision. Whatever patterns it will learn, it'll try to put those patterns to the use. So that is the ML part. And then there is a DL. A DL is basically a subset of ML where we are trying to leverage neural networks, also called as artificial neural networks. And artificial neural networks are started with the concept of how our brain really works, where we have billions of neurons, and each of these neurons are connected through the dendrites, we call them, and which are like connecting the neurons by some nerve. And like one uh, cell or one neuron can be connected to multiple millions of neurons again. So there is a complex neural network architecture that is happening in our brain, which is very sophisticated, very energy efficient, and can do very complex tasks. So a similar type of thing is tried with artificial neural network, but then it started with that concept, but it has now branched out to a very different field in itself, which is now doesn't much correlate with the biological neural network. Artificial neural network has started with its own stream of progress. So based on the neural network, whatever we create, we call it a deep learning because these networks are capable of learning very deep, complex patterns which the initial models were not catering to, like images, text. All of this have some very complex relationship between the data. And deep learning is able to capture those complex relationships in the given data. And then data science is basically a vertical, horizontal structure across all of this, which all talks about data. Anything that is related to the data, that whatever science experiments we do with the data, it all falls under the data side. It's a horizontal process across the data engineering, ML model, building, testing the model, deploying the model, evaluating this model, retraining this model. All of this pipeline becomes part of a data science, which is a whole end-to-end journey of a data. There's any questions? Uh, is not robot AI. Kindly share this live video to the registered email ID. Okay, sure. Yes. Yeah. Now, why learn AI? See, many people, how many of you think that all of this is going to be automated because of the current AI? What do you think? Does anybody think here that, okay, why I should learn all this because this is all going to be automated in some time? Is there anybody who thinks like this? Uh, you can say that, guys. If yes, please say it. Okay, great, Swati. Anybody else? Cool. So Swati says that no, AI will be augmenting. Yep. So right. So all of the systems, right, they're always going to be helping us. Looks everything will get automated. Rohita says. I think it's more about how best to utilize AI capabilities. Yep, I agree. So that's right. See, as I mentioned, do you think the people who lived in caves, when things started automating for them, the level they were in, the cave people, for them, the way today we are in right now, they may never have thought that this kind of thing could be possible. The way we are in right now, the world we are in right now, and the cave people, because they were limited with their vision that, okay, this is what we are in right now. We can't go beyond this. But the machine and everything started to come. We can travel the whole world across which was limited earlier. We can travel anywhere, we can go to space. So all of the things which were not possible are possible, but we are still going ahead and ahead. So things are not like that. Our human mind is such that we will always be going for the next thing. So even if artificial general intelligence or super intelligence comes, we humans are always going to be one step ahead in terms of looking into what's next. Okay, so that's the creativity we have. Uh, there's a question, why can't we child learning mode or human learning mode than typical machine learning like biomimicry learning to be enabled? All this is old concept of 20 years old. Yeah, agreed. So, Murthy, see, you're right. These things are old, but only thing is like these things are materializing right now, and the way we humans learn, the kids, the humans, the way we learn, it's not like we already have this evolved brain, the brain that is coming to us from our childhood. It's not like fully from the scratch. There's already a lot of knowledge that is getting transferred from the previous generation to us, and we are growing on top of it. And no one knows this mind very well. How humans learn, how machines learn. Creating this or replicating this is very difficult in terms of machine. We are just going to that path recently. Last few years, like last 5 years, has been very interesting in terms of taking this path. Um, yeah, so these things are old, but the way technology is growing is being used right now. The data, the compute, and all of it is playing a very important role in making this all these things go faster. I want to understand the role of project managers in AI world. As you can see, most of the jobs are tech specific. Okay, Swati, just remind me this question again at the end, and we will discuss on it. Okay, I will discuss on it, but please remind me again on this question. Great. So why AI? See, this is the fastest growing field, and according to the WEF Future of Jobs report, which was recently released, AI and ML specialists will be among the fastest growing jobs in the next 5 years. And Statista projects the AI market will grow from 184 billion to 826 billion over some time, some years. But see, uh, there are a lot of things that we can do with the data which are still unexplored. And because of the speed up that we are getting through these technologies, building all these things will become much more faster. So the overall growth of this job skill set is going to grow. See, there were like some 10, 15 years back, Java, C, C++ was still there. And those technologies and skill set are still there. But we are just going to more and more new languages, new technologies. But all of these technologies, I don't see anywhere dying. Every technology is still there. It takes a part and just keeps on growing. So technologically, all these things are keep on growing. It's going to be a high paying job because see, learning AI ML is not easy. It has a lot of nitty-gritties in terms of mathematics, in terms of data, in terms of domain. Understanding the whole working of these things requires effort. Not everyone can put those effort to get to this high-paying jobs. So you have to put that effort, prove yourself, get to that level where you are able to understand everything, how it fits into applications, how they are going to be used in the real world, how's the end product from all the work that you do. So once you get a good understanding of all this, and not everybody can go through it, that's where the high paying job comes in. The moment this is a generic skill set that everybody can do, then it won't be high paying. But now, as this field is growing so fast, not everybody can catch up to this field in a easier way. So, because of the dynamic nature of this field, it is going to be a high paying job. And it is intellectually challenging. As I'm saying, like AI is not very straightforward. You have to put your effort, put your time, get into the nitty-gritties, learn all how all of these things are going to connect together. So that's going to be a bit of a challenging, and but as it is a challenging, then only it is a high-paying job. If everybody can learn it, everybody can do it, then it will be commoditized, and there is no added advantage that you will get out of it. Okay, so how to learn AI from scratch? See, there are certain blocks that you need to master step by step to get this. So, but it's a very exciting journey, the way it works, the way the strategic approaches which are there. So, the initial few prerequisites are one is the mathematics, then the statistics, and a very important thing is willingness to learn. If you don't have a willingness to learn, then you won't be able to catch up to the things which are there. And it's a lifelong learning, I would say, because every week, every month, there are something or the other new things which is coming, and we have to keep on adapting. We have to keep on learning, keep on exploring. If you don't do that, you will be left behind in the industry. So you have to keep exploring, keep looking, keep learning. So that's where the real edge will come from. But even to understand what is happening recently, you still have to get that whole foundational understanding to keep on adapting to whatever new is coming. So First is like developing the specialist AI skills. Okay. So one is statistics, which will help you to understand how the data really works, how to collect data, how to analyze it, how to statistically understand the data. There are statistical tests which are there, which will help you to make good interpretations out of the data. So statistics plays a very important role. Even a mean median mode comes from your statistical applications where you try to understand your data, how it looks, what is the mean, what is the standard deviation, what is the meaning of it. So all of these things will be learned in the statistics. Then, as part of a mathematics, again, there are a lot of different things. We have a linear algebra, there is a derivatives, there is a probability, uh, and also based on certain applications, we may need to get into certain maths even deeper. For example, like if you're processing the audio, maybe you have to go understand the Fourier transforms. Maybe if you're learning with the videos or images, you have to learn some linear algebra in a more detailed way. So specific to applications, you have to sometimes go deep in certain maths, but otherwise, in general, we have statistics, linear algebra, probability, derivatives. These plays a very important role. Then the next very important thing is the programming. So Python has become very popular language which has adapted so fast to machine learning era. So Python has become the go-to language for all the data science AI related stuff. So learning Python, inside the Python, how to go analyze the data, how to do software engineering, how to do deep learning, how to do deployment. So all of those will become part of your Python learning. Then the data structures, like how do you manipulate, store, analyze, understand the data in a much more efficient way. So data structures are concepts in which we try to structure the data in such a way that they are easy to analyze or easy to operate on. So there are a lot of different algorithms which are present to deal with the data structures. Then the core skill is a data science skill. So the data science skill, you try to learn the different algorithms which are there, how to analyze this algorithm, which algorithm to apply at what stage, how to analyze the data, how to take it to the model, what model will require what type of data, how to analyze the outcome of the model, how do you deploy this whole thing in the production usage. So understanding all that part becomes part of your data journey. Then you have a machine learning where you go into every single model, you learn how that model really works. What is the internals of that model? What kind of parameters it will require? What is the output of this model? So you will go through a lot of different models like regression, classification, clustering, deep learning models. So all of this you will try to learn through machine learning and deep learning, where you get deep into the working of this algorithms. So once you know which algorithm works in what format, you can go more deeper into usage of that. So last three part plays a very important role in terms of the core skill set that is required for the data science, machine learning, ML engineers. Okay, so that's the important part. Then learning the essential AI tools and packages which are required to deal with the data. See, in machine learning, deep learning, everything revolves around data. So your data is your core energy, which you will be utilizing to work with the things. So data plays an important role. So you will learn libraries which will work with the data, like Pandas, NumPy, scikit-learn. They are working purely on the data handling. And PyTorch and Keras are the libraries which are used for dealing with the deep learning models. Okay, scikit-learn gives you ML-based models. PyTorch and Keras gives you deep learning-based models, and Pandas and NumPy allows you to handle the data in a efficient way. Then there are commercial APIs which are available to deal with the data. So for even ML, there are a lot of commercial applications which are available, which could be drag and drop. But if you understand the basics and fundamentals very well, you can build the applications of ML much faster. So usage of tools like OpenAI, cloud models, Mixtral. So there are like Llama, all of these different type of models you can either use through the API to build applications for generative AI. Hugging Face and LangChain also allows you to use pre-existing models which are developed by other people. So there is a concept of transfer learning in uh, ML space. So what really happens is the way we humans are able to transfer a knowledge from one generation to the other. So that's where the evolution is happening, where that person again don't have to evolve in the same way, but he's trying to evolve on top of it. In the same way, like GPT, there are open source models which are released by a lot of different companies. Like Facebook has released the Llama model openly to everybody. So this is a you have got a model. Now you can adapt this model to your own needs. You can fine tune this model for your own domain. Like let's say you're working on a healthcare domain, and healthcare this model is not working specifically. You can fine tune this model and make it adaptable for the healthcare. You don't have to do the whole training that the Llama team has done. You are just building on top of it. So you got some learning which is transferred, and then you're building on top of it. So the transfer learning also plays an important role in the pre-existing models. So the overall journey for learning from foundations to the mastery would involve the first 3 months to be pure on the fundamentals, the core fundamentals, or I would even say that it's a prerequisite. So it's a prerequisite to start with the ML. So mathematical basics, programming basics, how to analyze the data, process the data. So 60-70% of your time goes more into the data, cleaning the data, processing the data, understanding the data, and then you go for the ML model. So learning this 1 to 3 month fundamentals becomes a very important part. Then the next 3 months is where you try to learn the ML AI models. You understand the whole ecosystem of this data science AI applications. How does this work? How are they built? How do we consider what models to pick? How do we process the data so that the AI models can take it in? So we try to learn those nitty-gritties of the model. Every model we try to go deep and understand how this works internally. What is its working? So that will happen in the 4 to 6 months. And then month 7 to 9, you will be doing a specialization in the deep learning, which is going to be the neural network based models, then ML ops, which is ML operations is basically how do you handle the machine learning models from the development to the production monitoring. You again learn the mistakes that it is doing. Now, no model is 100%. So these models will also do mistakes, but how do you refine those learnings from the mistakes of those models and fine tune it and take it ahead becomes a important part. Then month 10 and beyond, it's a continuous learning. And it's like a lifelong learning that you will have because this is a very growing field right now. Every week, every month, there are new things which are keep on coming. Like, see, there is a deep seek now. There is the Quen models which are coming up. OpenAI is also releasing a lot of models. Gemini has done so many changes recently. So everybody's keep on doing new things, and there are continuous basis new things are happening. And this year it is being called as a year of multi agents. So agents are also becoming a more important concept right now. So those all things are going on. So learning like advanced specializations, AI ethics, industry trends, all of it will become the next months. So from the career perspective, guys, like, are there any questions? Please raise your questions if you have them the moment you have it. Okay. So in terms of roles, now see there's a lot of confusion around the different role names which are there. See, every company may sometimes use one role, but internally it could be slightly different. There is definitions are there in terms of each role, but how this company is going to use it can vary. Sometimes the company may say that software engineer, but they will make the person work on the data science. Sometimes there is a data scientist, but he's working purely on the statistics or he's working on the software engineering. So, like this, Some tweaking or a mixture of multiple roles may happen, but in high level, how these things are different is data scientist. So data scientists are basically people who are pure focused on solving a business problem using the data and the machine learning knowledge that they have. Mostly data scientists are people who work on end-to-end solutions from the data, understanding of the data, creating the models, deployment. So there is a core skill required in terms of end-to-end process from the data to the domain to the models and how it is going to be deployed, all of it. So it requires a strong knowledge in terms of Python, SQL, ML, statistics, data visualization, communication, R. So all of it will become part of it. In terms of skills, Pandas NumPy is a skill that is a core across everywhere. And then on top of it, scikit-learn, matplotlib, Tableau, Airflow, Spark, Git. So all of this will become part of the data scientist role. And then ML engineer. So ML engineers are purely going to focus on machine learning models. So they will design and deploy ML models, ML systems to make the predictions from the given data. So, for example, you may want to create a healthcare model which is going to identify whether there is a cancer or not, whether a certain kid has certain diseases based on the photo. Based on the reports, you want to identify what kind of disease is present. So, given data, you try to build the models on top of it. When data and all is already done, you're just going to work on designing and building the model. So that is going to be the work of ML engineer, where it's a very specific role where he's going to focus more on building the ML models. She are going to focus on building the ML models. So proficiency in Python, Java is optional, Scala for deep learning based applications, ML frameworks, data structure, software architecture to understand the overall process, mathematics, teamwork, problem solving, all of this will be key skills for ML engineers. Then in terms of tools, we have scikit-learn, TensorFlow, Pandas, NumPy. So all of these are like ML model based toolkits. Then there are research scientists. So their task is focusing on creating the research. So conduct research to advance the state of art in AI and publish the findings. So they will keep on doing a new research, identify what can be done new, or even within a team. There are people who are implementers and there are people who are going to do research where they will keep looking for what is new in the market, how do we use it, how do we apply it. So their whole role is to keep on doing the research. Then machine learning, deep learning, programming, AI related maths, conceptualization, writing, and even the public speaking to present these results. Then TensorFlow, PyTorch, MATLAB, Mathematica, LaTeX. So these are all more like a research person based toolkits on top of the technological tools which we have. They also have more of documentation, speaking, reports creation. So all those kind of tools is present. So the curriculum, as we discussed at a high level, first is the foundation of Python and the data science. That is going to be the very important core foundations. Then understanding what all different ML models are available, supervised learning, unsupervised learning. So all those different type of models you will learn, and also how to fine tune those models, how to improve those models, how do we build it in a better way. So all that learning will happen here. Then the next step is about the deep learning. So how deep learning works under the hood. How does this neural networks work? What are the different variants like LSTM, CNN, attention models, transformer models? All of these are like different variant type of models which are present here. So you try to learn how those really work. Then the new thing around the Gen AI, NLP, we learn those. Then SQL and applied statistics, you will learn at the end of it, and model deployment and MLOps. So coming to about the great learning, they are leading a tech platform for professionals and higher education people, and they provide a best-in-class completion rate, learner satisfaction, and career transition. And it's like 12 million learners have already been empowered across the multiple countries by getting the learning from here. And you can connect with the team who can help you to understand more in terms of what all, like how do you can make best use of this AIML program. And if you want to know more details about this program, you can connect with the team. Okay, so that's for the today's session, but I'm open for the questions. Now we can discuss on any questions that you have in terms of the learning, projects, jobs, any questions you have, I'm open to answer. So there's a question which says, a senior business analyst in investment banking who aspires for a product owner role in future, which specific skill set in umbrella of AI is more relevant? Okay, so as a business analyst, and you're also saying that you're a senior business analyst, uh, see the role in terms of like SQL, understanding how the AI ML really works, what is going under the hood in the AI ML, learning about those skill sets will be very helpful. And as you're already from the domain, you know the domain very well. But the tools which are required are like learning about Python, machine learning, data science, all of the skill sets will help you analyze all the data in a much better way. And when you think product owner, you want to be a business analyst and product owner where you own the product, you analyze the findings from the product. So you need all the analytical tools to get good with your product ownership. Okay. So AML skill sets, if you're going to, you love data, you like to analyze the data, you try to go deep in the data and understand what is happening, how it is happening, where we are missing. So all those things, you can keep the Python and data analytics as a skill sets, learn those skills in a much better way, go deep. But AIML, you can do a high level picture, understand how it works. So that should be good. So Akash says, I'm working as a junior electrical engineer in Tata Steel since 4 years. Am I able to do this course? Akash, see, it requires like your interest. If you have an interest, you want to learn things, see, learning curiosity should be there as a first thing. If you have that, learning any new thing would be good. So this course assumes that you have a uh, there's no prerequisite that is much assumed over this course. Whatever is expected is your dedication to learn the things, put your efforts. That is the main expectation. Okay, so many people from tech and non-tech I have seen transitioning to the machine learning field. So it's all about the effort that you can put into it. Okay, I hope that helps, Akash. Rohidas says, what is suggestion for person who is already leading operations function? Okay, so basically manufacturing segment. Okay, so Rohidas, uh, see, if you are also dealing with the data, see, one is understanding the AI applications will help you to understand whether the skill set can be applied in your product. Okay, like wherever we are working on in the operations, one of the main thing that may require is you may want to do a lot of automations. So AI ML as a tool set, understanding that will help you to learn like what kind of automations are possible in your area, how you can take it ahead, how you can do some transitioning in your area. So even learning those skill set or just understanding the use cases and applications can be very useful to you uh, in your operations business. Okay, not getting very technical, but understanding the things will help you to make a better decision in terms of how do we automate the operations or even take it to the next level. So that's what I would suggest. Okay, so Rohitas, I hope that's helpful. So Akash says, but I want to get pay hike from my current scene. Yeah, absolutely. See, now, see, that's a interesting. If you say whatever you are working on currently, there is no interesting pay skill for you. Uh, yes, the data science field as it's growing and tough, the packages are high right now for that. So if you're able to put that good effort, package is something that will come as a byproduct, but it all depends on how much of an effort you are ready to put. Okay, if you're able to put some good efforts, learn things to a great level, then absolutely you will get that hike that you think of. I can't compare like how much you're already getting, but yes, there should be some advantage. If you're in an early career, like 3, 4 years, and then you are making the switch, yes, it will help. But you think that if you maybe like a 10 years of experience, and then you think you'll switch and have a bigger jump in terms of salary, that may not be. I don't know. That could be tough. Prasan says NVIDIA released the AI processor. Should we buy one similar system to learn or develop, or everything is available or hosted on cloud? So, Prasan, like for learning purpose, you will get lot of GPU and AI processors over the internet. Okay, so you would not need any sophisticated hardware to learn. Once you think that okay, I want to now build things, I want to create some products, I have an idea, I want to work on it, the personal level, then absolutely you can think of going for it. And like this LLM based models, these models can't be deployed easily on a CPU based systems. So there, if you're thinking of using your own model to uh, do the LLMs and all, then yes, these processes can help you. So Kshiti says, I'm a UI developer with a focus on front-end technologies. Any specific roles would you recommend? Uh, Kshiti, like, see, in if you're currently doing a UI development, now AI is doing a lot of transitioning in the UI space. A lot more interesting stuff can happen there. But if you think you want to shift your career, that is a different thing. But you just want to start leveraging AI in your existing field, that's a different thing. So let me know what's your expectation like. You're thinking of completely switching your uh, area to something different, or you just want to grow in your front end area with AML. What's your thing? Akash being a 30, like switching completely could be slightly a challenge, but you have to think, Akash, like how you can use this technology in your current roles, whether they can fit in your current role, whether you can make some interesting automations within your current areas using the AIML, because AIML is everywhere where there is a data. So once you start showing some use cases, then making that switch will be much better. But just learning and then making a jump could be slightly difficult. Okay, that would be my few cents on it. Okay, I want to understand the role of project management in AI world. I can see are tech specific. So I think like, see, if you think of AI, knowledge of AI, see, understand of project managers in AI world, it plays a very important role. As we are going to see more number of AI projects, AI ML based projects going to take off, more project managers would be required in this area. But project managers who don't understand very well like how this AIML technologies work, there is a lot of communication gap with the team and the project managers. Project managers can't understand very well that okay, why certain task is required, how that can be completed, um, why it takes certain time. So getting to know the AI world will help you in getting the jobs in AI-based projects. Okay, and that can be leveraged. Otherwise, people who don't know about AI and they getting into the field, they face a lot of challenges in terms of the communication. There's always a conflict that keeps on happening because project managers can't understand their employees very well, and employees can't communicate very well with the project managers. So that is a good skill set to have if you're going to work in the AI projects. I may not shift my career. I already have 10 years of experience in UI. Yeah, actually. So I think see, there's a lot of new transition that is happening with AI. So learning the skills will help you to understand like how you can take UI development to a next level. How you can build some interesting things on top of the AI, even in the UI development area. So, a lot of automations you can do if you learn the skill set very well to take it to the next level. So, that could be very helpful. What is the recommendation for student who is in 10th or 12th standard? Okay. So, Vedas, uh, see, a person who is in 10th or 12th, technology is changing so fast. So, for the students nowadays, I would say learning more about how to learn, how to adapt, how to be open to learn anything quickly. Those are the skill sets which are going to be more useful because whatever they do in, let's say, their graduation, those things will be different over some time. So whatever they do, they should be able to first, that is the one thing that they should be able to learn very well, like how to learn good, how to adapt to a different situations. That is one thing. But on top of it, learning about robotics, AIML, blockchain, uh, UX, and so this kind of technologies could be more useful. So robotics, AIML is going to be there for a good many years over the future. Robotics could be there. Robotics will take a lot of edge now. Blockchain could come in few years. Right now, it's not that hot, but over the globe, it is hot, and over some time, it can be hot in India also. Uh, yeah, AR, VR, UX. So all of these are like set of technologies that can drive the future after like 5 years. Okay, but as the future is predicting for the 5 years bit tough, but those are my assumptions. Great guys, I think it's a great set of questions, a great discussion. Thanks a lot for such questions. It's nice to engage in such a way. Can you tell how and where should I start to apply? Like how to tell people I'm ready to get a job? Is there any proper way to get a job? How and where should I start to apply? Like how to tell people I'm ready to get a job? Is there any proper way to get a job? After learned AIML, what think about fresher salary, sir? See, first is how to start applying. See, there are so many avenues to apply for a job. LinkedIn is one thing. Be active on LinkedIn. Um, Try to be active on the Naukri. So approach people over LinkedIn wherever you feel of interest. Showcase what you know very well. So all those things can be very helpful to get you highlighted. After learning AI/ML, what think about salary, sir? See, salary is a very question such that it depends on company to company. There are some companies which can pay you very well. There are some companies which can pay you less. It depends on the type of a company, type of the project, the complexity of the thing. In AI and ML, there are simple things which are expected by company like only simple things. There are complicated pieces. The companies are only expecting complicated pieces. Like simple AIML things, you may have like a 3 lakh salary as a starting point. A complex AIML algorithm, you may have like a 7, 8, 10 lakhs as a higher salary points. So that depends on what kind of work it is, what kind of company it is. So there are very lot of different factors which come into it. We are looking to bring AI capabilities in our finance operations department in a global bank. One of the bottlenecks seems to be having clear-cut decision tree, which right now is individual operation team members experience basis. What should be the target skill set approach to get the decision tree rules, logic defined so that the system can be built around it? We should impart to colleagues for this. This last question that you're asking for the capabilities, it's difficult to say without understanding the overall problem statement. We can connect over the link then. Maybe like more understanding your problem statement can be discussed. But yeah, see, your problem statement looks a bit complex to answer a straightforward outcome here. Yeah, great guys. Thanks a lot for being present in the evening. Have a great time. Happy learning. Uh, Good night to you all. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Rishikesh. Thank you so much for that insightful presentation. And hope all their questions were answered.
Yeah.
And yeah, others, please take a moment to fill the feedback form shared. I'll just wait for a couple more minutes. Please fill the feedback form. Please copy the link, even though you, leave the webinar. Just kindly fill the feedback. It'll be of great help. Hey, thanks, Mike, for filling the form. Cool, then, everyone, have a great evening.